team too. The Quake team is a hodgepodge between Clock, to Hang, and Id, which are the Quake players, and then Tailspin, Matt, Chump, and Minstrel are Firefall, Dirty Bomb, etc.
Nosgoth.
And 8 players. Yeah, Nosgoth.
Getting that dirty Nosgoth money. I mean, FPS genre is very feast or famine, though. Like, you have to play a bunch of games if you're going to be winning any money.
So, Clock on. Gonna use that teleporter. Chump electing not to actually go with Winston. And Tailspin is going to be on the Pharah. So ID's actually switched it up to use Mercy this game. Maybe they're just trying to switch it up a little bit. ID doesn't use Mercy a whole lot.
Alright, we're loaded in, and payload is already moving. We've got Oplad starting out on Reinhardt. Winston is also there. Seagull is also there with Pharah. Red team with a very hot start, actually. Taking out almost the entire enemy team in the first few seconds. This first choke point is actually pretty difficult most of the time if you can't just punch through like that.
I was all tab. What the hell just happened?
Basically, pick off here, pick off there. 4 blue guys died and no red guys died.
Was it from Clockwork?
I didn't actually see. I was watching Seagull, and he didn't actually do much himself, so I think it had to be.
Collecting to Widowmaker. It's going to be up to Matt to, take him down.
Yep. Switching to Clockwork now to see what his actions are like. He's going to pull himself up to the arch and try and get some snipes on the back line.
Ooh, big moment for Clockwork. Ooh, 2 down, Mercy down. Maybe a 3rd. Matt going to try to take out Clockwork. Oh. Ooh,
okay.
No, Clockwork wins the battle.
Yeah.
Takes out 3. This is going to allow Red Team to have maybe 30 seconds of payload.
He's just smashing his way through, and he's got recon as well now. This is the second major choke point. I've been calling it church, just because this building on the right is a church.
Clockwork's still getting boosted. He's going to be the one to push this. Continued peeking, get those picks.
Yep, we've got him as our first-person view right now. He's watching the left side, although there's no one there at the moment. He's going to get splattered by Dang, who just shifts past him.
With a great play there. I mean, that was Dahang's move to make. They don't have a Winston to try to get from behind. They didn't have a Tracer. Now Chump is switching to Winston. They understand they're not going to be able to take down Widowmaker without it.
Yep, I'm watching the offensive Reaper now. Enigma playing and teleporting into the back line, trying to pick off things like healers and Lucio. Mercy, Lucio, and Widowmaker are all juicy targets for Reaper.
Clockwork again getting boosted.
Reaper also does a good job against tanks. If he can manage to get behind Reinhardt with Wraithwalk or just spinning him around, he can get some pretty good shots off. Oh, wow. Cool Matt still sniping away from behind the payload. Reaper going to teleport past the front line once again and look for some good targets.
Matt has to take down Clockwork.
Clockwork is down.
There we go. That's a big win for Matt. That's going to slow down Red Team a lot. They might wait till Clockwork gets back.
Death Blossom is available on Reaper, so I'm actually just going to keep the cam on him. We haven't seen a lot of Reaper played just yet. He's going to teleport once again past Winston. That was actually a slick move. Winston and Mercy were showing up. Reaper got out of there just in time, so he actually draws both of them back into this little bitty corner and can just Wraithwalk out. So the healer and tank were pulled away from the payload, giving them enough time to push. Enigma does go down, though. Just enough damage from Chump.
And Matt goes down, too. Matt did a lot of damage, but Mesrar, with that Winston, finally able to take him out. Might see Matt switch characters. No, decides to stick with it.
Alright, I've got Seagull in view now. He's got Rain from Above prepared, but the 2 tanks and Mercy are in the back line, up in front of the payload. There, Justice Rains from Above. He does take out Reinhardt and Mercy and Winston. So this is a huge opportunity for the offensive team to push this payload. We've got 3 characters dead on the defensive side.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to contest this. They're going to reach a checkpoint. Blue has to set up a very good defense inside here. Red has 3 ultimates available, so does Blue, but this is going to favor Red way more.
Right now, they're entering that last checkpoint, as you said, so there's only about 6 minutes left. Win or lose, they've got to make this happen. and basically this last choke point is all inside, so these players may want to consider different characters. Sniping could still be the right option, but usually you want to see tankier characters, Reapers, stuff like that come out for this very close quarters combat.
Well, we'll have to see if Clockwork decides to change, or if Cool Matt decides to change, if either of them will. Clockwork's gonna continue to snipe, and we'll see if Matt switches off. Matt does switch off to McCree, so I think that's the right choice by Matt.
Huh. If you're watching a character and they die, and then they switch, it doesn't default to the new character, it just watches the corpse of the old one. You have to hit the button again.
I just noticed that.
Weird.
So very damage boosting Clockwork. They're going to try to let Clockwork get as many picks as he can right here. I have to say, with Widowmaker at the end of the space, you don't get a lot of angles to shoot. Because you have the windows here, you can't shoot through them. You have to expose yourself to be able to try to get some picks. So Clockwork's going to have to go out in the open here. Of course, wall hack helps.
Of course it does. People in the chat confused by the score. That's actually map score down at the bottom. The Quake team won the map because they successfully defended, and the TF2 side did not, so the time didn't matter. Quake won.
Ooh, a big hit by the hang and try to get the Widowmaker. Doesn't get it. Clockwork's still alive.
Clockwork's still alive on Widowmaker, yeah. This is kind of crazy, just staying by the payload.
And the Reaper, and as long as they keep doing that, they're going to push this point.
I think so. So if Clockwork knows where that exit is, I think he does. He's going to start scoping it out now, try and get a pick as they walk out. Mercy takes a huge shot from Reinhardt, and the payload is successfully delivered in just a few seconds. We've got one player contesting it at the moment. Roadhog's trying to do what he can. Is going to take a lot of damage from Widowmaker and goes down. Recon Visor's up again. Widowmaker dueling with a Winston.
Still alive. Finally goes down.
There they go.
Does not matter.
All right, so Team TF2 working it, delivering that payload.
That was a bit of a stomp.
That first choke point in particular went super fast to the first underpass.
Yeah, here we go. Just punch your way through.
We have played 4 maps, you're right.
Look at that, LG.
But nobody knows who won the first map. We took it as a practice game. Alright, 6:19. 6:19 is the time to beat. Someone in chat.
It'd be very tough for the Quake players to beat this. This is one of those maps where even if you get past to the end, you can be shut down for 3 to 4 minutes just at that final checkpoint.
Someone in chat, just record that for me. I'm going to switch the overlay.
So the Quake team needs to get through the first part of the map as quickly as the TF2 guys. If they don't do that, they're probably not going to be able to beat this time.
Prepare to attack.
I think we'll probably see standard picks. Widowmaker on offense and Matt, which we will. Farah on ID, Reinhardt on Dehang. Probably see the Mercy come out from Clock. Chump will probably get the Winston, and Tailspin does do Mercy. Yep, that is exactly what happens. And on defense, Clockwork is actually going to opt to go Widowmaker. So he is going to try to shut down Matt. They're not going to have a nuisance tracer.
Oh yeah, that last round we didn't see any tracers.
Seeing Oplat on Reinhardt, Mesrar on Winston, Enigma with that Reaper, and Seagull this time decides to use Junkrat instead of going Farah. I mean, Junkrat does so much damage. Ooh. It can have so many advantages by the way that the angle of the shots go. Even though I think Farah is good on this map because of the height that you can get, there is a lot of short choke points, especially as you get near the end, where Junkrat's damage just gets exponentially higher and people just walk into the whatever his
traps. Yeah, he's got a mine and a bear trap basically, and then that Riptire ultimate. We were discussing it earlier. The Riptire ultimate, we feel, or sorry, that was in a casual game. I was discussing this. The Riptire ultimate's interesting because it can whiff but it can also get triple kills like very easily on payloads if no one's able to track it. You can climb walls with it, so I'm very curious to see how the pros handle that Riptire.
It's up to Matt probably to push through.
Yes, Cool Matt only plays Sniper and McCree because he's really, really good at it.
Yep, Matt is the one damage boosted, is going to look for the pick. As soon as he gets the pick, they're going to go in.
I've got Junkrat as first-person view. He actually dropped a trap and killed that Winston almost single-handedly.
Ooh. Yeah, the Junkrat does so much damage.
It's really easy.
He's able
Point
to
and click
control
character.
that stairway so well. Not allowing anyone to come up.
Yep, denying flank for any of those less mobile characters. Right now the red team really only has Pharah with a good ability to jump. They have Cool Matt with the grappling hook and Tracer with a dash, but Tracer has to already be on that height to be able to even get up there. So Riptire is available now for Junkrat. I'm just watching Seagull now to see how he makes use of it. He's going to get picked off by ID and Clock though.
Off the map. I mean, that was very important for the Quake team to do. If they didn't, you know, push that payload right there, there's no way they're going to win. But now they have a chance.
Good eliminations there.
They pretty much have to go all the way.
This is a rough choke point normally, this first underpass, but the attacking team is doing great. They're actually flanking around the outside. They have Recon Visor up, so everyone's visible.
Quake team continuing to use Matt as the attacker. The Winston tries to kill Matt, not able to, but does get away.
Switching back to Junkrat view, here's that Riptire we were talking about. Let's see what he can get done with it. Dropping behind a Reinhardt is a great use.
Yeah, that's good. That was great use. No more shield. That's going to let Blue set up their defense pretty strong.
Yeah, and he came at it from above,
Clock
which
does
is
use the res,
wonderful.
Though. So they do get the Reinhardt back. They need to keep pushing now. They can't let this payload get stuck if they want to beat this time.
Oh, the trap got triggered on an ulted Winston, so it actually negated some of his ultimate. That's a great use as well. Red
Blue
Mercy is down.
The Junker. They're trying to use the Tracer to kill the Mercy, but Tailspin gets caught in the trap,
my God.
not able to get down the Mercy.
I just watched Junkrat bounce bombs and kill the offensive Widowmaker on top of that arch just by ricocheting his primary attack.
Bounce bombs are ridiculous. They just keep going.
He's just bouncing them over the arch right now, so they're just falling on the heads of the payload pushers.
Yeah.
That's insane. A really good trigger there as well with the mine to try and get away, but an excellent shot. Yeah, air rocket from ID taking him out. Excellent stuff there.
That was a big one. They needed to shut him down right there.
Reaper's in the back line trying to disrupt. Farah's going to keep an eye out for him once he gets out of that Wraithwalk. Good connection there. He actually killed Enigma. Great shot.
No one can hide from my sight.
All right, we've got the defensive Reinhardt Oplad back at the front, but he is very alone in the world as Tracer and other characters just surround him and take him out. Suddenly the blue team has a long way to go back to this front line. Payload is moving with 2 people pushing. For those curious at home, 3 people pushing a payload is optimum. You don't get any additional benefit from 4 people pushing.
Yeah, 3 is max. So even though they have 4 right now, it is not going any faster than 3.
Yep, you can see there's actually only 3 white arrows at the top, whether it's 3, 4, 5, or 6 people pushing. So that's the easy way to remember it. All right, here we go. We've got an ult available for ID on offense, so Rocket Barrage could be popping out any moment. Junkrat's over on the left side. He's blocking up that hole with the mine and the bear trap, but ID takes it out obviously before trying to go in. He doesn't go in at all actually. Enigma with a great kill there on ID. ID was on the ground, so good opportunity.
All alone.
Cool Matt, I'm gonna go ahead and take his view again. See what he's actually doing here. He's kind of in a room all by himself. Junkrat's just spamming bombs at him, keeping him at bay.
Junkrat is super annoying to try to get by.
Alright, switching back to Junkrat, he knows that Sniper is up there, so he's just going to continue to shell. Even if he doesn't know he's there, it's just a good spot to shoot at because the bombs will trickle down
really
to the hallway.
Team to push his payload.
I like Junkrat against payload
Junkrat's
just in general.
is just such a good
You can,
in this position.
yeah, even if you're alone, you can just lob bombs under the payload so that they land at the feet of everybody and just splash everyone pushing the payload. Even if you're by yourself, Junkrat is just super good. but there are other obviously very powerful options. For example, right now they don't have a Tracer at all. It's more of a sit back and wait strat rather than a, you know, go kill them strat.
Both Matt and Clockwork deciding to go McCree now. I think they're past the part where the sniper is most effective because they're going to be in short distance fights under that bridge, and long distance they can still hit anyway.
Okay, Junkrat still just blasting away. He's got his mine to allow him to get up on the ledge. He does barely miss the shot, but he's going to drop that bear trap, try and trap Reinhardt in it. Riptire's available once again. Tracer approaching from behind, so Junkrat is taken out. Dummy does not have ult available, even though 3 of his teammates are dead. 4 people dead now on the defensive side, so we're going to take ID's view on offense. He gets flattened by Oplad. Oplad, the lone man standing for defense, gets picked off by Tailspin, and Tailspin now pushes the payload. We're approaching the last checkpoint here. I think time has actually already passed almost. It was 6 minutes and 19 seconds. So the win or lose here for the people pushing the TF2 team has basically already won the map. Time bomb available for Tailspin. Let's see how he makes use. I heard a Riptire explosion there. Trying to pick off McCree, but actually gets taken out instead. Switching back to Junkrat now. Just lobbing bombs from the doorway.
Do a lot of damage here with Farah.
Junkrat's safely inside though. He doesn't even have to be in the fight. He's actually lobbing bombs at people returning. ID does not get a lot done. He does kill Junkrat and Clockwork on McCree. Okay, so we're in the final stretch here now.
They do hit the checkpoint. I mean, the game is pretty much over, I think, automatically in terms of time.
Oh, ID switching off of Farah onto Lucio for this last stretch.
Yeah, so I think that's a good choice.
Yeah, totally. So yeah, anytime you change locale like this, so there's not a lot of air to fly around in, and even if he did, he could get picked off in the air by McCree. So switching here is probably a good choice. This is sometimes you see an offensive Roadhog actually come in this area as well, just because of that self-healing. It's just really good sustain to get that point push, and you can hook people from these various ledges and stuff.
Just to let people know, also when you switch characters, you lose your ultimate, and you lose any percentage that you built up for the character you had before.
Yep, good call there. Okay, Tracer is actually lying in wait. Once again, Tailspin just very patient with this Tracer play. He knows he's not going to get a lot done by himself. If he tries to pick off someone in the back line, they're just going to turn and kill him. So waiting patiently for the rest of his team to return to that front line. The payload's actually slipping backwards at this point, though, and he's not getting much done. There's only 2 minutes left remaining here for the offense. I don't think they even realize Tracer's in the base. Okay, now they're being pulled back because Junkrat's under fire. Good rewind there from Tailspin, keeping 4 players distracted while the red team sets up once again. Looks like Lucio was taken out, so it's going to take them some time for him to return. Reaper also waiting patiently on defense for the tanks to move in before he makes his move on McCree. Takes him out, and now shooting down Id. Takes him out as well, so Reaper stopping that offense backline. Mercy does res though, and gets both of them right back up.
Yeah, big moment for Clock there. They would have got 2 characters res. They might be able to push this point.
Watching Junkrat again, it's going to be very difficult to deal with the Tracer.
Just got back up.
That the splash damage actually picks off the Tracer. Okay, offensive ult used for Lucio to increase the health pool of everybody. But it looks like they are slowly getting picked apart. McCree, Lucio, and now Reinhardt are all down, so the blue team looking very good with only 45 seconds left here.
Clock is still alive though, in the base, still doing damage and healing. No, he has to back off now.
So the Junkrat Mercy Reinhardt combo here at the payload is going to be very difficult to penetrate past. It's going to take Winston leaping over and Reinhardt charging in.
Yeah, this is their final attack. They gotta make it work right now.
Junkrat uses the mine to propel himself over the wall and avoid High Noon. He's just shelling the payload now. He's got Riptire available as well. He's going to use his mine to get out of there and probably launch that Riptire. Let's see if he uses it. Payload's moving now. It's chugging forward with 4 players. Here comes the Riptire. I think it's actually going to be too slow. He's climbing the wall. He does get Reinhardt. Oh, but it's not enough. There's just still too many red players alive. I think that the defending team actually will win the map, though, just based on time. They were able to push much quicker, but definitely well played by both sides.
What were the times?
It was 6 minutes, 19 seconds. It shows you the time in the top left after the play of the game.
Yeah, I missed the second.
It hasn't shown yet. It's after the PODG. There it is, 10 minutes, 1 second.
4 minutes. Pretty big difference.
Indeed. And it was all that very, very first choke.